Before you scroll, have you ever felt like your life was spinning out of control? Like everything around you was falling apart, and no matter what you did, you couldn't stop it? Maybe right now, you're in a storm, a season that feels heavy, confusing, uncertain. But this story is going to show you something powerful, because there was a moment in the Bible when experienced fishermen, men who knew the sea, thought they were going to die. The journey begins. The Bible says in Mark 4:35, on that day, when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." This was not just a suggestion, it was a direction. Jesus told them to go. And whenever God gives a direction, it comes with a promise. Because if he said, "You're going to the other side," then no storm can stop you from getting there. Into the boat, the disciples obeyed. They got into the boat and began the journey. At first, everything was calm. The water was peaceful. The sky was clear. It looked like a normal night. But sometimes, storms don't give warnings. The storm appears. The Bible says in Mark 4:37, a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. This wasn't a small storm. This was violent. The wind was strong. The waves were crashing. Water was entering the boat. And suddenly, fear took over. Fear takes control. These were not beginners. These were fishermen. They had seen storms before. But this one was different. This one made them panic. This one made them feel helpless. And isn't that how life can be sometimes? You've handled problems before, but then something comes that shakes you. Something you didn't expect. Something you can't control. Jesus was sleeping. Now here's the part that doesn't make sense. The Bible says in Mark 4:38, but he was in the stern asleep on the cushion, in the middle of the storm. Jesus was sleeping while the wind was raging. He was resting while the waves were crashing. He was calm, and the disciples couldn't understand it. So they woke him up and said, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" A question we still ask today. Don't you care? How many times have we asked God that? When things go wrong, when prayers seem unanswered, when life feels overwhelming, we begin to wonder, God, do you even care? Jesus stands up. In that moment, Jesus stood up. He didn't panic. He didn't rush. He stood with authority. He looked at the storm and spoke just 3 words. Peace, be still. Mark 4:39. Everything changed instantly. The wind stopped. The waves calmed down. The storm ended just like that. In one moment, everything changed. The power of his voice. The storm didn't stop because the disciples worked harder. It didn't stop because they figured it out. It stopped because Jesus spoke. Then he asked them a question. In Mark 4:40, he said, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" Notice, he didn't ask them about the storm. He asked them about their faith. The real lesson, the real problem, was not the storm. The problem was fear. Because when fear takes over, faith becomes silent. Deep meaning for your life. This story is not just about water and wind. It's about you. Because storms come in different forms. Financial struggles, family problems, fear about the future, feeling lost or confused. And sometimes, it feels like you're sinking. But here's the truth. If Jesus is in your boat, you are not going down. You may feel shaken, but you are not destroyed, because his presence is greater than your problem, even when he seems silent. Sometimes, God doesn't calm the storm immediately. Sometimes, he allows it, not to destroy you, but to teach you to trust him. Faith in the middle of the storm. Faith is not believing when everything is calm. Faith is trusting God when everything feels out of control. Final message. So, whatever you're facing right now, whatever storm is in your life, remember this. Jesus is still in control. And at the right moment, he will speak. And when he speaks, everything changes. Closing. So, don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't let fear take over. Because the same Jesus who calmed the storm then is still able to calm your storm today. If you believe this message, comment peace be still. and subscribe for more powerful messages.